Business owners, I hate to tell you this, but if you can't leave your business for just 2 weeks, you don't own a business. You own a job. And let me tell you, it's not the best job in the world. In fact, you can't not be there. Whether you're sick, whether you got an emergency, you got other things to deal with. Hey, that business comes first. Why? Because you got bills to pay. You might have a mortgage to pay. You've got clients relying on you. You've got employees relying on you. Everybody's there to see you. So we want to help you get out of being that hub of the business and being everything relying on you, and you being that central spoke, to you just being able to come in and out as needed, guide the ship, be the leader, and not do the everyday. So let's talk about it. You see, the problem is you've built your business on hustle. We all had to at the beginning, especially if you started on a shoestring budget. I know for me, I started out of the back of my truck. I just had a carpet cleaning machine, would put it out on Craigslist, and we really had to hustle hard. But as you grow and you've added all these people and all this complication, now if you're still that central hub, that central decision maker, everything revolves around you. It all goes through you, and that creates a lot of stress and pressure on you every day. And you just can't maintain that all the time. Sooner or later, something's got to give and you're going to crack. And if you don't crack and you just try to hold it together and you try to keep it all inside and you just hate going to your business, and this video is for you, especially if you have 3 or more employees, you're making $300,000 or more in sales every year, and maybe you've been in business 3 years or more. That's when you really can start to feel that pain. I know for me, how do I know? Because I was there. I was there and I was feeling like I couldn't take a vacation. Every time I did, something went wrong when I got back. Sometimes I felt like I couldn't even run home or run to lunch without an issue. And it just got to the point where something's got to give. And that's when I started getting more help, more education, more guidance. I found my coach, and he showed me how to create a business that I didn't have to be a slave to. And that really resonated with me. And I hope these tips resonate with you, and I hope this channel resonates with you. Now, the trap is it's faster if I do it. And that's true. It is faster if you do it. You've done it hundreds of times, sometimes thousands of times. And for right now, it's faster if you do it. Maybe even for a month of teaching somebody, it's still going to be faster. Maybe even for a year, you can still jump in and do it quicker than them. But that's not the point. Another trap is you don't fully trust your team. And maybe for good reason. Maybe they've let you down before. Maybe you don't have the right team, and that's another subject. And maybe you need to be a little pickier of who you hire, how you screen, things like that. But it can be a trap if you don't trust your team, because maybe you do have good people and maybe you haven't trusted them enough and empowered them enough, and they can feel that, they can sense that, and they're not fully on board because of that. And because of that, that can lead to trap 3. You don't have any leaders in your company. You just have employees. So what I mean by that, you've got everybody afraid to make a decision, everybody afraid to do anything on their own, and they all just want to come to you for every single issue, every single problem. And maybe you like that. Maybe you like having that control. But if you really want to have that freedom, you've got to learn to let that go. So that's what we want to help you with. And if you like where you're at now, then you wouldn't be watching this video, right? There's 4 parts at least of your business that you need to run without you. Number 1 is the sales and marketing. That needs to be a machine that's just gathering leads for you, closing sales, and you shouldn't have to be involved in the day-to-day. Now, can you be involved in the day-to-day? Of course, any of these you might love to do, you might be the best at, and you might want to jump in now and then. But it shouldn't rely on you as the hub, where if you're not there, it doesn't get done. So sales and marketing needs to be a system. Operations, we're talking about the day-to-day, how the actual work gets done. Now, this should be one of the first things you outsource, because this should be just, I can teach this, I can train this, or maybe you hire trained people. Maybe there's some kind of certification or degree required that they already come in with, but you still want to train them to do it your way. But this is a thing that should be systematized. The day-to-day workings of your business, if it's all on you, then you're not going to get a break. Number 3, administration. Now, administration, we're referring to paperwork, invoicing, payroll maybe, bookkeeping maybe. We're referring to all the things in the office that need done, all the behind the scenes to make the wheel go round. Again, this shouldn't be relying on you. This should be systematized. And number 4, the leadership rhythm of the company. Now, when I say leadership rhythm, this is especially important if you have a manager. At least one manager should be able to run a weekly huddle meeting without you, maybe the weekly team meeting without you. You want to get them to the point where when you're not there, the troops still know to meet. They know the importance of building the culture. They know that they're stronger when they meet together. And our employees knew this. They knew that the importance of these team meetings. They knew how much we stressed them. And they knew when we weren't there, they were to continue those meetings. So how do you systematize that? And you want that to run without you. You need to think about a plan where you can do that, whether you have pre-made meeting topics set up. I would also train our team, even the technicians. We would train them to be able to do a presentation now and then, and they could volunteer for this and give a presentation to the company. So these are the 4 things you want to run without you: sales and marketing, operations, administration, and the leadership rhythm. Of course, there's other things, but these 4 are a great place to start because you won't have freedom without these 4 taken care of. Now, just a personal story. When you don't have these, one of the things that really overwhelmed our office for a long time was our refund policy. Now, we had a very broad guarantee. We guaranteed the most outstanding service experience ever. Now, when you have a guarantee that broad, we did that intentionally because we wanted to position ourselves as a high-end company. We charged the highest prices in the area, and we wanted a really strong warranty so people could feel strong and so our sales team could feel strong about backing what we sold. Hey, you're not happy? We're going to come out and redo it. You're still not happy? We're going to give your money back up to such and such amount. Now, the only problem with this was when our team didn't feel empowered, there had to be a lot of internal discussions all the time. Every time an issue arose with a client, an unhappy client, we'd have to have this huddle, this complaint session. Hey, how do I do this? This person's really unhappy. What do I need to do? And this person had this opinion. This person had another opinion. We had one admin person that wanted to give away the farm. They wanted to give them all their money back, wanted to buy them a new sofa, wanted to send their kids to college. And then we had another one that was super stingy with our money. And hey, I appreciate it, but also you're being so stingy that now this client's upset. They think we don't stand behind our work and they're really unhappy and they're going to leave bad reviews and blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. You can't be too stingy with us either, or why even have the policy? It makes you look like you're in bad faith, like you don't have integrity. So what we had to do, what I thought was how, a lot of times the thinking that I thought as the owner of the business was, how is this my fault? What is something I can do differently to take the responsibility where I don't have to blame somebody else, but I can take this and make it so simple that either they're doing it or they're not capable of doing it. Either way, I want to know, is this a person issue or a system issue? And I always look at the system first, if the system can be fixed. If the system's fine for everybody else, but not just one person it's not, then it might be a person issue. What's the system that I can create? So one of the things that I decided, I talked to other business owners, we brainstormed this, and I just thought about it a lot, and I thought, well, let's write a script. Scripts are amazing for systems, especially for your sales team, your admin team, anyone communicating with clients. Have scripts because you're going to have the same 3 or 4 issues that come up over and over and over and over again. So you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel every time. So a key question we developed was, how would you like to take care of this? Mrs. Jones, I understand you're upset. I understand this didn't come out as clean as you intended it to, as you expected it to. How would you like us to take care of this? Now, a surprising thing that we found was like 90% of the people had very reasonable requests. They would say, just come out and reclean it. I'll be happy. Just try again. In cleaning, you can't always magically get every stain out, but a lot of times they just wanted you to try again. And we would send somebody out and try again. They'd be really happy. Sometimes they would say, hey, your guy broke a vase. I'll be honest with you. I got it for $20 at TJ Maxx. If you can just give me the $20, I'll be happy. Hey. Now, why were we having hours-long discussions with 3 or 4 key team members, wasting all that time, all that energy, all that effort, getting everybody riled up, costing us probably other sales because we were in this mood and this energy from getting all heated about it, when a little $20 item was all that was on the line. Or when sending somebody out that was already going to be in the neighborhood, go over there for 20 minutes and fix this issue, or at least try again. And man, we found we were on 90% of those calls, we were just wasting time, and the script, the system really helped solve that. Now the other 10% was a little more difficult. Sometimes these people had huge requests. They wanted the moon for a little problem. Or sometimes it was our fault and we did create a big problem. But even in this case, I thought after a while, what could I do to systematize this a little bit better? Because I'm still getting a lot of these phone calls. And I want to be able to go on vacation. I want to be able to go to Italy, be able to eat pasta. And with the time difference, I don't want it to be 9 o'clock at night getting a phone call or a text. Hey, this Mrs. Jones wants $100 back. What should I do? So we created a system. Hey, if it's under $500, you've been here long enough. You've learned our system. You're trained. You're on your own. Hey, you make that call yourself on how much you want to give them back, what the next step is. And I'm going to trust you up to $500. You make that call. And if they've been there for even longer, I might even stretch that to $1,000 for some of those people. And if it was management, sometimes if it was a manager that had been with me for several years and they knew me inside and out, they knew our heart, they knew how we wanted to run the company, and I just trusted that they would make the right decision, and most of the time they did. And if they didn't, sometimes it was a hard lesson learned, but it usually didn't involve too much. They knew if it was too high of an amount, they would need to come to me first either way. So what's an action you can start on right now? What's an actionable point you can take from this video that you can go work on right at this moment? Because we've covered a broad area of topics. We've discovered 4 things you need to take care of and not be involved in your business. And sometimes it's overwhelming. So I like to always, with our clients, with our coaching clients, pick one thing you can work on this week or this month, whatever it is. And so one action item you can take right now is to make a list of all the decisions that you alone are making right now. If you can't think of them all, jot as many of them down on a sheet of paper as you can, or just have that sheet of paper on your desk or in your truck. And every time somebody calls you or texts you with a question, jot it on that paper. And after about a week, you're going to probably have a long list. If you're watching this video and you're feeling stuck in your business, you probably have a long list of things people come to you with. So let's look at that list, and a week from now, go through that list and just pick one thing. You're going to see some of these things are really easy, really basic, like I said about that refund policy. And man, just 20 minutes of brainstorming, a few days of talking it out with people, cleared up hours and hours of time, not just me, but for other employees. And you know how valuable that is when you're paying other people and they're all just sitting around chatting or getting heated up about something, and you're doing the same thing over and over again. You feel like you're just beating your head against the tree. So pick one thing, pick the easiest thing, pick the quickest thing, and you might take 5 minutes and write out a system of how it can be done, how you tell them, because you're telling them to do the same thing every time. Why not just write it down? Make copies of it, give it to everybody that is involved with that question. Hey guys, next time this comes up, here's how I want you to handle it. And maybe they come to you as they're getting used to it and still ask you and say, oh yeah, do you remember that sheet I gave you? Can you take a look at that? Don't just give them the answer, because otherwise you've trained them to just ask you for answers and you reply. But now you're going to train them to, hey, remember that sheet I gave you? Take a look at that. Eventually, you're going to be able to create a whole book of these systems, easily discoverable, or a PDF that they can search online. And hey, what do I do when this happens? Boom. Here's how Jeremy wants it handled. So pick a system, pick one thing, systematize it, roll it out to your company, and just watch how much time you save just on that one thing. And let me warn you, you're going to get addicted to it, and you're going to start creating systems for everything. And it's going to free up so much of your time. It's magical. Now, if this speaks to you, if you are a business owner with 3 or more employees, you've been in business 3 or more years, you're making $300,000 or more in sales, and you're ready for that next step, you're spending way too much time, way too much effort, way too much energy, and just not making enough money for all the effort you're putting in. And sometimes secretly you're really starting to hate your business, then we've got the webinar for you. I'm going to put a link to it below. Also, just follow this YouTube channel. My name is Jeremy. I'm with Phenomenal Business Coaching. Not only have I ran service companies, other companies, I've got a real estate investment company, but I've also been coached by the best, and we have an amazing coaching business. We've helped a lot of other small business owners create more freedom in their business, and that's really our mission, our goal, my wife and I, with Phenomenal Business Coaching and with our leaders. We're through the Zig Ziglar company. We're also with Howard Partridge, who's done this for 25 years and hasn't seen a problem in business that he hasn't been able to help with. So we're here as a resource. We have free resources here on YouTube. You can go to our website, but I'm also going to link to our next webinar, how you can get involved. Our website is skilllevelup.com, and you can also join there, and I'm going to send you an ebook with the secrets of a phenomenal business. So thank you guys. I hope this helps, and I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Maybe tell me about a system you picked, how it went for you, if it freed up a lot of your time.